Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to help you get genuinely well informed, and today, well, we're taking a unique journey.
We are indeed. We're diving into the key publications of the European Union Spring 2025 catalog.
Exactly. And this isn't just, a dry list. It's a curated selection, picking out the key EU outputs from January 1st right up to May 15th, 2025.
Published biannually by the EU's Publications Office.
Right, the central hub, really, for EU law, publications, open data, research results, procurement notices, all that official information.
All in one place.
So our mission today is pretty straightforward. Pull out the important bits, the surprising facts, and help you get a handle on the sheer breadth of what the EU is doing.
And what it means for you, of course.
Crucially, yes.
And it's so valuable because looking at these official sources, it's not just about knowing things. It genuinely boosts transparency, makes vital data available, which helps the economy, and it speeds up how knowledge spreads.
Yeah.
That's absolute key for Europe's digital transformation.
So these aren't just reports gathering dust.
Not at all. They're like the visible blueprints for policy, for progress, tangible stuff.
Okay, let's start then. Let's unpack some of those foundations of European unity in action.
Sounds good. Where do we begin?
Let's look at 20 years of EU enlargement. Remember 2004?
Vaguely. 10 Central and Eastern European countries joined. A big moment.
Huge. And it wasn't just lines on a map changing. It really redefined Europe, creating this massive zone for free movement of workers, coordinating social security.
Yeah, that free movement aspect is fundamental.
Which leads us neatly to Schengen, right?
Exactly. Schengen, your gateway to free movement in Europe. It started small, that village in Luxembourg.
I know.
Now it covers 29 countries. It basically wiped out the internal borders for travel. Revolutionary, really.
Makes things so much easier.
It does. But importantly, it also meant strengthening the common external border rules and judicial cooperation, too.
For security.
Precisely.
Why?
So it's not just policy jargon. It's shaping everyday life for millions. Foundational stuff.
Absolutely. And if you want a sense of the sheer scale of the EU's day-to-day work...
Ah, you mean the general report.
You got it. The EU in 2024. General report on the activities of the European Union. 180 pages.
Wow.
It just shows the incredible range of things the EU is involved in, big and small.
Okay, so those are the big structures, the foundations.
Right. But how does the EU tackle the human challenges, the stuff affecting people's daily lives?
Good question. Let's get into some of those societal issues.
Let's start with the 2025 report on gender equality in the EU. It mentions new directives to combat violence against women and domestic violence.
Which is critically important. The numbers are grim.
They really are. A survey finding mentioned is, 1 in 3 women had experienced physical or sexual violence.
Well, 1 in 3.
And 1 in 5 had faced domestic violence. It's stark.
Heartbreaking figures. And this connects to broader public health challenges, doesn't it?
It does, like cancer, for instance.
Ah, yes, the Cancer Repository of Regional Prevention and Detection Policies. The stats there are quite alarming.
How alarming?
Well, try this. Every minute, 5 people in the EU learn they have cancer.
Every minute.
And 2 cancer patients die. What's really significant for policy, though, is that the report shows clear territorial variations.
Meaning where you live matters.
Exactly. It suggests that well-designed regional policies can genuinely make a difference in prevention and detection outcomes.
That's hopeful in a way. Still, in public health, there's also EU actions to address medicine shortages.
Oh, that's a big one right now. It's complex, isn't it?
Very. Manufacturing problems, supply chain issues for key ingredients. It highlights how interconnected and maybe fragile our systems are.
Yeah, efficiency is great until one link breaks, right?
Yeah.
And then the dominoes fall. It's a real vulnerability for health security.
Definitely.
And thinking about vulnerabilities, there's the issue of undeclared work, especially in care.
Right. Undeclared care work in the EU. What did that find?
It estimates around 6.8 million workers, mostly women, often migrants, providing undeclared care or household help.
6.8 million. That's huge.
It is. And they often face really poor working conditions, exploitation. It just screams for a proper policy framework, doesn't it?
To bring it out of the shadows, ensure protection.
Exactly. These are essential workers, often invisible.
All these social issues obviously tie into the economy, which takes us to how the EU is handling its finances and the green transition.
Okay, the macro picture.
Yeah. Let's start with the budgetary outlook for the European Union 2025. It covers things like the next generation EU grants.
The big recovery fund. billions of euros.
Exactly. And potential increases in EU debt, plus that rule of law conditionality.
Linking the money to democratic principles. Always a sensitive topic.
It shows how fiscal health and good governance are seen as connected.
It's interesting. Alongside the budget, they're exploring new things too, like digital currency.
Oh, the central bank digital currency report.
Yeah, consumer attitudes towards it. Found something quite surprising, actually.
What's that?
Just showing people a short educational video makes them 12 percentage points more likely to say they'd adopt it.
Really? Just a video?
Seems so. But, a lot of people still really prefer cash or traditional methods, so it's not a simple switch. Need options.
Fascinating. And sticking with the economy, but looking outward. Unpredictable tariffs by the U.S. That sounds relevant right now.
Extremely relevant. It looks at the potential impacts on the euro area.
Like what?
Well, inflation in the U.S., potentially, but also a contraction in demand and output here in the euro area.
So the European Central Bank needs to be ready.
Absolutely. Makes you wonder, are we ready for other shocks beyond just tariffs? Global trade feels quite unpredictable.
It certainly does.
And these economic pressures, they intersect with climate change impacts, too.
How so?
Take framing summer energy poverty. It's not just about winter heating anymore.
People struggling to stay cool.
Yes. 19% of EU households, apparently. And the report links 48,000 deaths a year to heat waves.
48,000, wow. That connects climate change directly to health and, well, economic strain.
Big time. And the overall climate picture isn't great, is it?
No. The Global Energy and Climate Outlook 2024 is pretty blunt. Says we're not on track.
Not on track for the 1.5 degree target.
Not even close. It's predicting more like 2.6 degrees warming by 2100 if things don't change drastically.
Yikes. Which raises the question, how do we actually get the green projects built, the ones we need?
Good point. People talk about NIMBYism.
Right. Not in my backyard. But there's a publication trying to flip that, how to turn NIMBY into PMBay.
PMB, please.
In my backyard.
It looks at ways to actually get communities on board with renewable energy projects.
Oh.
By engaging them properly, showing real local benefits, making it a win-win.
Interesting approach. So summing up the green stuff,
Wow.
there's the big plan, the Green Deal.
Delivering the EU Green Deal, yeah. Ambitious goal, climate neutrality by 2050.
The report acknowledges progress, but
Says we need to go faster. Not surprising, really.
it's a massive undertaking. Mentions 154 targets from 44 different policy documents.
Huge complexity.
Okay, let's shift gears. Innovation, tech, security, the cutting edge. Always fascinating. AI comes up, I assume.
Of course. Artificial intelligence in science. Promises or perils for creativity. It notes AI adoption really surged in the 2010s.
And who's leading?
China, actually, in AI-driven research outpacing the U.S. and the EU, according to this report.
Interesting. But does it help science?
Generally, yes. The finding is that it seems to enhance scientific creativity overall, which is pretty exciting.
That is exciting. But AI isn't just in the lab, is it? It's cropping up everywhere, personal finance even.
Right. Using artificial intelligence for investing, what you should consider. This one sounds a note of caution.
Oh, what kind of caution?
Big risks of inaccurate or misleading advice from AI tools. It really stresses getting human perspectives, too.
Don't just trust the algorithm blindly.
Exactly. Avoid get-rich-quick promises, understand the rules, protect your privacy. Basic stuff, but crucial with AI.
Good advice. The potential is there, but so are the pitfalls.
Definitely. And on a, well, much more serious tech-related note, space.
Space, as in warfare.
Yeah. Space, the new battleground of modern warfare. It talks about commercial space tech, cyber attacks on satellites.
Making space more important, but also more vulnerable.
Precisely. And get this. Over 90 countries now have space programs.
90? Wow, it's getting crowded up there.
Complex.
Very complex. New threats, new dependencies.
That really underlines the need for looking ahead, for strong security frameworks in tech.
And the EU seems to be looking at very specific tech issues, too.
Like what?
Things like biometric vulnerabilities, making sure police can handle new types of crime.
Okay.
And also combating cyber violence against women and girls.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out how to even measure this problem properly across the EU.
So it's not just the big headline stuff like AI. They're drilling down into specific tech challenges, too.
Seems like it. Okay, let's quickly touch on a few maybe more unexpected sectors.
Just surprise us.
How about agriculture, forestry, fisheries? There's an initiative called #U4Algae.
Algae, like seaweed.
Yeah, aiming for a safe, sustainable algae industry in Europe. Didn't see that one coming. Me neither. What else?
Still in that area, animal welfare during transport finds there are still real problems.
Such as?
Overcrowding, injuries, not enough water on long journeys. Basically, ongoing struggles to make sure the rules are actually followed.
Enforcing standards is always tough. Speaking of industries under pressure.
You're thinking cars?
Exactly. Signs of deindustrialization. A deep dive into the European car industry. It points to a lot of pressures.
Like the energy crisis.
That, plus fierce competition from China, the U.S. Inflation Reduction Act's impact, and a labor shortage on top of it all.
So, is it happening? Deindustrialization?
The report says there's, quote, tentative evidence, especially in automotive and machinery. It's a worry for the EU economy.
Definitely a sector to watch. Now, shifting globally. External relations. There's a report, many pieces, one goal. A Team Europe compendium of external nutrition action. The numbers are staggering.
How so?
Globally, 149 million children are stunted. 45 million suffer from wasting severe malnutrition.
Devastating numbers.
But at the same time, 2.6 billion people are overweight or obese. It's this strange double burden.
Undernutrition and obesity side by side.
Yeah. And the EU is putting serious money into tackling this. Globally, EU are 4.3 billion.
That's a significant commitment.
It is. And one last sector snapshot. Transport?
Big one. Vital for everything.
For sure. Key figures on European Transport 2024 edition. Give some context.
Right.
The sector is 5% of the EU's GDP, employs 10 million people.
Huge economic footprint.
But it also accounts for 25% of the EU's greenhouse gas emissions.
The climate challenge again.
Always comes back to it. And the report also shows how Russia's invasion of Ukraine hit the sector, fuel prices, supply routes, all of that.
Right. Major disruption.
So we've covered a lot of ground, looked at a lot of reports. You might be wondering, how do I get my hands on this stuff?
And the good news is, it's pretty easy.
It really is. Just point your web browser to up.europa.eu publications.
That's the main hub. And for datasets, it's data.europa.eu.
And here's the kicker, PDF and ebook versions. Always free.
Always free. Many paper copies are free too. You just cover the shipping costs.
Plus, they're often multilingual. Available in loads of languages, sometimes all 24 official EU ones.
They really want people to access this, which is underlined by the license they use.
It's a Creative Commons one.
Yeah, CC BY 4.0. Basically means you can reuse the information, share it, even adapt it.
As long as you give credit.
Right. It genuinely fosters openness and lets knowledge spread. Great for you, the user.
So we've really only skimmed the surface today, haven't we?
Absolutely. But hopefully it gives you a real sense of the sheer depth and breadth of what the EU is involved in.
And the detailed information that's out there, available to you.
Yeah, what really strikes me is seeing it all laid out like this. It shows how the EU is, actively trying to tackle such a massive range of issues.
Well, in the very specific, like animal transport.
To the huge, like climate targets or digital currencies. It's quite something. It makes you think, doesn't it?
How so?
Well, it makes you consider, what specific area out of all this are you now most curious about? What do you want to dig into yourself? And maybe how might getting hold of this kind of official data actually change your perspective on some of these big global issues?
That is a great thought to end on. I really hope you do explore the catalog yourself.
Yeah, dive in.
Knowing where to find this kind of solid information, it really empowers you to become properly well-informed, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
You've got the starting point now. The deep dive is yours to continue.